Well, hi everybody. Hello, amazing people. Welcome to my channel, by the way. My name is Amito and this is my channel. You're very much welcome. Feel at home. Yeah? So, let's go straight to the topic. This man said, this is the reason. Like, he was talking about why he thinks African men abuse marriages, right? Why he think African men abuse marriage? Why he thinks, in fact, he called African marriage slavery. Yeah, he was like, African marriage is like slavery, right? So let us just watch the video and then we talk about it. We talk about it later.
When you put an African marriage side by side a Western marriage, it is obvious the African marriage looks more like slavery or what I call conjugal abuse. And it is unfortunate this has not been looked into at any point in time. But most times it is mistaken for what Bible calls marriage in the Bible. The lordship in the Bible simply means ownership because it is part of you. And Bible clearly states how you need to love your wife just as you love yourself. So African marriage is far from the Bible, very far. The first reason for that is this: scriptural marriage does not have any room for slavery that is visible in African marriage. And that is why it is almost impossible to point any marriage in Africa that you can say it is a good marriage or successful marriage. The ones we all mistaken for good ones in the past, we came to see that the women were just under suppression. They never had a voice, they could not express their feelings, they died with their ideas, and it was all men's affairs. And that is why it is just natural for even a little boy to grow up to become a tyrant in marriage. The first reason I want us to understand in African marriage is that the men are never prepared for marriage. All preparation made around marriage is to prepare the woman for abuse or slavery. And that's why they keep preaching different tolerance, different patience that Bible spelled out to African women. So by default, an African boy is grown with the mindset that is going to put a woman in the house when he gets married. Think about that. Not that he is joined to his wife, as the Bible says. And that's why many religious leaders have bad marriage. Very reputable religious leaders. So the boy grows up becoming a tyrant in the marriage. Any little thing he abuses, he curses, he threatens with divorce or sending the lady back to her parents' home. So African marriage is nothing but emotional abuse, psychological abuse, so close to slavery, consented slavery. On the other hand, you can see the women enduring because they were prepared. Unintentionally though, you see, when parents keep telling daughters, is that the kind of food you are going to prepare for your husband? Is that the way you're going to tidy your house? Is that the way you're going to do when you get married? Those things were preparing the girl child for marriage. But nothing was done to prepare the boy child. So we need to change that mindset. It's a wrong mindset. Women are not sold into slavery. Men are meant to detach from their parents and join their wife. And they both
become one flesh. From what you've heard and what you've seen, what you've heard, okay. Oh, this man's said a lot of things, right? He said a lot of things. But I think comparing the two marriages is kind of bad, yeah? Okay, picking the disadvantage of African marriage, like picking out the disadvantages or like the negatives from the African marriage is not something bad. But you cannot compare the two marriages, the two different marriages, because they come from two different cultures. For him, he's talking about marriage from the scripture and what? Which us as Africans, we never had. Our marriage was kind of a different kind of marriage, yeah? And the Western marriage is also kind of a different kind of marriage, which is totally different. I don't like this thing of comparing, this is better, this is bad, this is better, this is bad. I don't like it. Yeah, I like it when people say, yeah, if you're talking about something, if you're talking about the negatives or the disadvantages or the challenges in African marriages, yeah, you talk about the challenges in African marriage, because even the Western marriage itself has a lot of disadvantages and challenges and everything, yeah. So we cannot just be comparing the two, and we cannot just be saying the other one is better, the African one, the Wazungu one is better, the African one is bad. I don't think that's the right way. Like, that's the right way for, like, to handle issues, yeah. Anyways, let me as an African woman talk about African marriage, right? Let me talk about it. You know, the other time, some troll was telling me, you're spoiling African men's name. African men, like you make it seem like African men, all African men are abusive and what. I made a video sometime back about like women who were like beating a man who was a violent man, who was or ever like beating his wife. So these women decided to gather themselves up and beat that man up, like beat him, because of what he was doing. So like this guy came talking, but I was like, I don't need to apologize, or I don't need to say anything, because as an African man, he already knows what happens in these African communities or societies. He knows, but he's just trying to defend or what, and I feel like he might be like an abuser as well. He's just feeling guilty. Anyways, let's go straight to the topic. Yeah, so he talks about all the negative stuff about the African marriage, but I want to say not every African marriage is unsuccessful. No, not every African marriage is not happy, is unhappy. No, not all African marriages is like that. Though the negative sometimes almost overweigh the percentage that is experiencing bad experiences might outweigh the ones who are experiencing the positive or the good, experiencing the good part of it. Yeah, so, and people mostly focus on the negative, though the negative is more. Yeah, anyways, let's go straight to talking about, like, he talks about the negatives of like African women not dying with their ideas. I talked about that some time back. I'm telling you, there are African men who don't want intelligent women. They feel challenged when a wife comes and says, oh, my husband, I think this business, yeah, if we start it, we are going to make money. And then they will just brush you, that business, my friend tried it, my uncle tried it, it all failed, it cannot work, and they just brush it off totally. Yeah? They will not give it a listening ear, or they will not even give this woman the time to finish. Yeah? To finish a proposal, no, they will just brush it off. That happens. And if you talked about African women dying with their ideas, that's very true. So many men feel challenged if a woman comes with ideas, yeah? That happens. He talks about it being like concented slavery, whereby you sign it yourself, you know you're going to suffer. You know, I'm going to get married, but trust me, things are going to be hard. Like, yeah? Because growing up, we are ever taught how to take care of men. As African women, we are always taught how to take care of men. You know what? When you lay the bed like this, let it look so nice. You cannot wake up in the morning and just go minus laying the bed. The man will not like it. When you're cooking, cook like this. Cook this kind of food. The man will be happy with you. You know, you clean the house, you sweep the compound, you do this, you do all the things, like all the nice things for the man. And that is one thing that you used to not to sit right with me ever since I was a kid. I was like, why do I have to do so much for a man? Why is it that I don't hear anyone tell my brothers that, mister, the way you're behaving, you will not be able to take care of your wife. Please do this in order to make your wife happy, or do this, you will be a good husband, or do this, you will be this. You know, you have to be hardworking, look for money to take care of your family. You know, you have to be nice. Don't beat your woman. Don't do this. You don't hear such conversation. You don't hear such things. But it is always us women, like young girls, who are taught how to do this. This is how you walk when you're in public. You talk like this. You have to be humble. You have to greet people like this. But the man is just there anyhow, doing whatever. Yeah, they don't even care to like teach like these young boys how to be men, how to be husbands. Yeah. So I totally agree with him on that. Really, yeah. I totally agree with that. So these men, even if they are married, they will not know how to act or how to take care of the family, or how to notice that my woman is not happy today. What is happening? Like for them, they feel like they are entitled to like being happy, and the woman is entitled to being sad. For them, it is full stop. A man will come, find the woman sleeping, and wakes the woman up. Yeah, come back at midnight, wakes the woman up to warm for them food. Is that really, isn't that slavery? Warm for me food. I can't eat cold food. You have to wake up, warm food for your husband, and then you go back to sleep. Yet he was chilling with his friends the other side. Oh my God, I like this guy. I like what he's saying. Yeah, I like what he's saying. Though I don't totally agree with everything, I like what he's saying. So trust me, African marriage, oh my goodness, so many negatives, but the positives are also there. There are men who don't play with their wives, or don't play about their women. There are men who literally take care of their women. African men, they take care of their women from A up to Z. They do everything for their women. They are there. There are men who will not allow to see their wives suffer. There are some men who will come and be like, my wife, today, I feel like you're tired. We should go somewhere and relax. We should go out. Don't you see these African men like taking their women for vacation, their wives and family for vacation, and what. It's always not the negative. Though the positive ones sometimes don't even come out and talk about it, because when you come out and start talking about my marriage is very good, and people will be like, you wait before the man changes, you wait. So the good ones are also there, but the negatives overweigh. And then the biggest challenge is people like African homes. There's a way the African community, there's a way they branded divorce. Yeah, they branded divorce that only affects women. It's only bad for the wife. It's only bad for the woman to get divorced. If you're an African woman and who decided to divorce your husband, trust me, people are going to call you prostitutes. People are going to call you a prostitute. You are useless. You're not hardworking. You cannot cook. They were not there in your marriage, but they are going to tell you all the things they think they know about you and your marriage. Yeah. So even if the man cheats, which is a very common habit with African men, even if the man is a cheat, you will have to stay with that man. Even if the man is abusive, like violent, and he punches you every night and day, you will have to stay, because now you've signed your you've signed your death sentence. So you have signed your whatever. You are there for life. You are stuck there. So you have no other choice than to stay with this man until maybe he cools down, maybe in his 50s, when he doesn't have energy anymore, when in his 70s, until he cools down, and then he starts treating you well, because now he thinks he's old, and anytime he might get sick and no one will be there to take care of him, and then he will start getting better. He will start now treating you better because he's old and he has no energy at all. So our African sisters will remain in relationships, in these marriages, these toxic marriages, until maybe they're also 50, 70. And then they start telling us how marriage is hard, but you know, you have to stay, you have to persevere, you know. I was like that, but now you see how my husband has turned out. He's fine because he's old. He has no energy. If he had energy like he used to have before, he was still going to beat you up, punch you, you will turn blue-black. Just because he's old and he has no energy anymore. That's why he settled. So this thing of like branding, like, oh, when you're divorced, you're useless. Oh, you're a prostitute. You're what? For me, African sisters, my sisters, wherever you are, please, if your husband is abusive, yeah, whichever way, divorce that man. Please go, run for your life. Don't sit back. Don't look back. Just run for your life. Just run like a mad goat. Take over. Take. Just run away and start your life. Don't even bother. Don't even think about how am I going to start. Oh, I don't have money. What? God knows. God will take care of you. Just take off. Divorce this man. Don't go back with this kind of person ever again, because we only have one life. For them, they will live their happy life. They will cheat. They will do what with other people. They will be happy. And then for you, be sad every time you cry. And your years are going. You're aging every day. So do yourself a favor when you're still a little bit younger. Even if you're not younger, it doesn't matter. You will always find love at whatever age. You get another person who is better than this one. If you don't get another person, staying single is not a death sentence. You will stay single. Be happy. Yeah? Anyways, thank you for watching. See you.